I'm Christian.
You will hold the Bible in your right hand, raise it up, then you put your left hand on the Constitution. You just relax.
Okay.
Clerk Assistant. Clerk Assistant, are both experts going to take to the... They take into the floor
Just
to give
one.
evidence?
Just
Or one?
Yes.
One?
Yes.
Okay. Proceed and administer the oath.
Right hand.
Yeah, right hand. Place it. And then you put your left hand on the Constitution.
Okay. I, Philip Irode, do solemnly swear that the evidence that I shall give before the Senate in respect of the matters before the Senate shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help me God.
The Senate had directed the ICT authority experts to present a report to the Senate on the matters that are before the House, especially the question of the use of technology in the voting system in Kericho County. You are conversant with that request?
Yes, ma'am.
I want you to proceed and present that report, but first of all, give your full name and the position you hold at the ICT authority and present the contents of the report. You have 10 minutes to do that.
Thank you. My name is Philip Irode. I'm a Deputy Director in charge of Information Systems Security at the ICT Authority. We received a request from the Senate through our PS, Ministry of State Department of ICT and Digital Economy, that they require the assistance of the ICT Authority to look into issues of the Kericho County, to look into the issue of the Kericho County Assembly voter system. Our CEO sent a response to the clerk, that was yesterday, appointing myself, Philip Irode, and my colleague, Joan Mukera, to come and address this particular request. We came in, had a brief, and given that we had not initially received a formal letter, we had to sort a letter to take it back to the office for purposes of the normal guidance as per government protocol through the accounting officer. We later came with the nominations of our two names and looked at the system. This was in the presence of both parties from the County Assembly, the Senate, and of course the Governor's Office. The system that we were looking at is a voting system, which is a web-based voting system. The system is hosted off-premise and out of country, and our initial URL search indicates that the system is published at IP address 178.162.234.23, and from the interactions, which is basically the initial assessment that you do from the interaction with the system owners, it's an in-house developed system where the local staff have developed the system. It is managed and administered by the head of ICT, who is the super administrator. We looked at the system based on the scope of the request that was articulated in the letter, and of course, being professionals within the industry, we were guided by processes which are basically information security frameworks that guide our work. This includes ICT authorities, information security standard, as well as other global information security practice standards. We looked at it, and of course, we had 5 specific questions that we were meant to answer, which we have answered, and the details which are basically as articulated in the report that we have provided before this House. Question 1 was, did an electronic voting process take place using the system? And of course, we have looked at the system based on the logs which you were able to access in the presence of both parties, and we found out, yes, an electronic voting took place using the referenced URL as presented in the report. and with the logs that were provided. The second question, Madam Speaker, is the number of MCAs who voted on the impeachment of the governor verifiable? This was also based on the logs extracted from the voting module as well as the system events module. And the answer is yes. The number of MCAs who voted to the impeachment of the governor is verifiable. The third question was it possible for any MCA or any other person who had a link to vote on the motion on behalf of an MCA or another MCA? The answer that we provided is no. You cannot vote for any other person or an MCA with the link provided alone. You need to have both the username, which in this case was the IPPD, and the password, which was the ID number. Question number 4 was, how many MCAs voted in the affirmative on the motion to impeach the governor? The number of MCAs who voted on the motion was 33, as was extracted from the voting module logs. Question number 5, which is the last question under our scope of review, was, is there any evidence of multiple voting or other compromise of the voting system or any impropriety in the voting system or process? Our response to this question was, from the evidence provided and the access logs collected from the voting system logs and the admin and system events log module, there is no evidence of multiple voting, neither is there evidence of other compromise of the voting system and or any impropriety in the voting system and the process. Madam Speaker, that were our findings. Thank you.
As an expert witness, you have been oathed to give evidence and present that report. So you will be subjected to some cross-examination on the report, both by the county assembly and by the governance team. And then we'll proceed on to have questions and clarifications from the senators. So I will now allow